Previously, in the dungeon of the Mad Mage. The party was within Azrah's hold the morning after the battle against the Xanathar. The Legion had reveled with wild abandon after the victory over the guild, and the party found themselves swept up in the celebrations. But now, the morning of the 11th of Hammer, the party found themselves exhausted, but with the growing itch in the back of their minds. They had other pressing matters to attend to. The Legion stood victorious and would be preoccupied consolidating its new realm for some time. Now was as good a time as ever to move on. Rather than resting in the hold, Bones suggested the party use the newly acquired ritual from Preta Kripa and head to the 6th level so that he might make use of the heart of the mountain while the party rested. And so, the party visited the Kripa, paid a hefty price in blood, and then proceeded through the Gem Dragon Gate to the 6th floor.
Property owners.
After resting and working, the party was approached by Risk, the bullywug they had rescued from Illume, the Aboleth. Risk informed the party that he and Balrin had encouraged the Skulltakers to do some scouting, and that he had identified the next floor. And in doing so, he came to realize that his home, the Slither Swamp, was just on the other side, floor 8. He warned the party about floor 7, calling it the Land of the Stone Men. Risk also mentioned, in regards to the party's story of victory over the Xanathar, that the party was quite strong to have defeated Ilun, the new Kuatoa god, and the Xanathar, strong enough to potentially defeat the Sethian Scourges, maybe even strong enough to face off against the Queen of Bones. At this, Ashes remembered that Mobar had told them about Borden, how the Were had left with the intent to visit the Sethian Scourges. Bones' interest was also piqued by the mention of the Queen of Bones, and so Risk told the party of the struggle of his people, the Black Tongue tribe, how they had recently come to a new home and found a terrible enemy awaited them, about the snake folk that had warred against each other until only the scourges remained, about how the wild Queen of Bones guarded the boundaries of the realms, and of the Lord of Fetid Obliteration, the leader that had been installed against the Black Tongue's will. It was a lot to take in, and while it was obvious that Risk wished to return home, to be reunited with his tribe, he also showed patience, unwilling to rush through a dangerous area and trip at the finish line. Risk encouraged the party to deal with their business on the 7th floor, make passage safe, and then they could all head to the Slither Swamp. So, the party made ready to do just that. They finished their preparations and headed down to the 7th floor of the dungeon. When they arrived, the party was struck by the intense cold, a cold that seemed to numb the mind. Shortly after their arrival, they found the body of Malith Ovrindar, the drow priestess they had let go from the 4th level. She had been slain by what appeared to be a strike of lightning. Trying to get a bead on where to go, Ezrah attempted to commune with the Hos Narketa, and while he didn't get a clear direction, he did come to the realization that this level of the dungeon was suffused with magic, much more so than the normal air of the arcane around the Undermountain. Only he didn't know why, or what, or how. Matashtai also attempted to gain direction by performing a kata to search for his artifacts. While it was obvious none were on this level, Velena expressed a newfound ability to sense the distance to the next artifact. She estimated it to be around the 10th floor. Having no further leads to work off of, the party fell back to their tried and true method: venture explore. They began to weave their way through the umber-made tunnels, finding molting grounds for the Umber Hulks, more reinforcement of this place being called the Umber Maze. They also found another exit going back up, and surmised that this must be the way they had found in the Willowwood. Further northeast, they discovered a den of cave bears, but decided not to meddle with them. Southward, they found an entrance to a massive open cavern, and within it, a lumbering stone giant. The party decided to explore more elsewhere before testing their luck here. Southwest, they found an enclosed cave that held the bones of a giant, as well as cave drawings of what appeared to be several giants and a normal-sized person. Unable to glean any further information, the party headed eastward, finding a larger cavern. At the north of this cavern, a large X was carved into the ground. Beyond it, in an adjacent cave, Bones found a rope leading into what he surmised to be quicksand. Having nowhere now to explore other than the large cavern or eastward from their current position, the party elected to move eastward. And as they ventured forth, they began to hear humming and an intermittent tapping of stone on stone. Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.